I know you have a program that's designed to teach them from start to finish, so that's kind of what I was curious about.
Well, you know, a lot of people might wonder why we even started the whole thing. And, you know, basically,
Go ahead.
when I was a gunsmithing student at Last College Gunsmithing School, and Bob Dunlap taught us design, function, repair gunsmithing. And it was very, very difficult because all the tests were oral. And if he even thought you were fudging a little bit on a question, he'd grind you a little harder, a little harder. He needed to make sure that you really knew the systems. Because if you don't understand it exactly how it works, you can't repair something. You're a part swapper. You're throwing parts at things. Well, time had gone on. I'd gotten involved with a lot of other training, particularly in the security industry, and some things we'd done in the firearms industry, and we created kind of a unique process for teaching. And I found out Bob was going to retire, and I said, Bob, who's taking over your program? He said, it's all just going to die with me because it's not written down anywhere. It's just, you know, in my head. So they're not going to let that happen. So we spent the next couple of years filming Bob, and actually now we're going on, what, 15, 18, 20 years, I don't even know, of building these courses and preserving the gunsmithing arts. But it all started with that couple of years and over 100 hours of video, finished, edited video on design, function, and repair. That's the bedrock. And any other gunsmithing that you're doing, anything that you're from there, whether you're making parts, designing a new gun, building custom guns, whatever, if you don't understand the design, function, repair, you're missing the boat. So we did that, and then of course our students came back to us and said, well, that's fantastic. How about this? How about that? They asked us, can you teach us a machine? And we did the machining course with Daryl Holland. It's phenomenal. Starts with this be a lathe all the way up to, you know, digital readouts on mills and all the setup, turning, threading, knurling, cleaning, everything a guy needs to know. Then they asked us, well, what about welding? So we did the whole spectrum of welding course. And so it's really been my goal to preserve all this knowledge, make it available to individuals, and they don't have to leave home and spend a couple of years like I did going to a gunsmithing school only to find out that you only retain maybe 10%, 12% of what you learn in the classroom at best. And so now our instructors are right there whenever you're in the middle of a problem. You can go through the video, put it in, watch that section, re-understand it. If it doesn't cover it specifically, it probably covers it theoretically, because firearm systems are firearm systems. There's only so many systems right now that are in use. And in addition to that, the American Gunsmithing Institute and subsequently now the Gun Club of America, both organizations, you know, have support available in the way of instructors available online, by phone, and so on. So that's been the overall mission. It started with it simply, I can't let this information go away. I worked too hard to learn it. He worked too hard to learn how to teach it. And now we have, with instructors, including yourself, Fred, I'm guessing we've got 150, 200 years, 300 years, I don't know, of experience. It's huge. So there's nothing else like it under the sun. And hopefully it'll be here long after we're gone. Think of it as a platform too. When somebody starts with that kind of a jump start, where they don't have to spend, most people get discouraged in gunsmithing because it starts off slow for them. Well, here they start off running, and plus now we've gone on to teach them a lot about the business aspects of running successful business, because it is a business if you do it professionally. We've taught a lot of the other aspects of you know, with the bookkeeping, getting your FFL, all those kind of things. But if you start, instead of having to learn all that, you're starting from like the high dive. I mean, you get to jump into the big pool because you already have that level of knowledge. And it didn't take you 20 years to get there and finally go,
gun tech stuff that you do, and the monthly magazine and that DVD that comes with it. I've started collecting those, not so much because I necessarily need every one of them, but it came to me, you know, I just started realizing this is a ton of information that's coming to me, so I keep them and I file them, and if I run into a problem with a gun now, I know I can go back and grab those.
Exactly. And every issue has got a lot of different pieces to it. There's bench tips, there's field tips, there's a complete disassembly, reassembly course on a different gun, there's the product testing, both good and bad, because when we find stuff we don't think works, we tell it like it is. We don't take any advertising, so we're not beholden to anybody.
And
then, beyond that, we even intend that from the beginning. From the beginning, they've been 3-hole punched so that they go into a binder.
Right.
Because we knew this would be information people would collect and keep for a long
being interested in AGI specifically, but really they're very interested in your instructors and
Well, we've got a good stable of instructors. I mean, our people are all people been there, done that. They didn't just teach it. And there's nothing wrong with teaching. See, there's a saying that there's people who can do and people that can't teach. I don't believe in that.
Right.
I believe that the best people are the ones that do, then become teachers, because you now have to formulate and understand what it was you were doing and now be able to teach that.
Right.
And it takes your learning to it just to another whole level. Because you have to organize those thoughts. Think, I never really thought about that before. Why do it this way?
Right.
Do it this way. We got Bob Dunlap to lay out his thought process. He'd never done this before, and he was like, I don't even know if I know.
Right.
Until we got done doing that, and it's been very valuable to our students.
Sure.
But again, we feel good every day knowing that there's another brick in the wall protecting the knowledge.
Well, like your Bob, and I went through that same process you were describing of learning and being tested, and I thought it was very interesting, his thought process videos that you guys did.
Right.
Because you and I picked that up by being around him.
Right.
And I don't know if you use it the way I do, but I basically, every time I pick up a gun, I sort of use the process, and it's, okay, what kind of gun is this? Okay, it's got this kind of trigger, it's got that kind of safety. Okay, this is the firing mechanism. And very quickly you can discern a lot of things about a gun you've never seen before.
What's wrong. That's the thing about the design function repair, because we spend the first 5 hours plus. It's on the 1911 single action lock breech automatic link system.
Right.
Okay, so when you learn all about the firing pin design, the lockup of the link system, the feed the ramp design, and all those things, then it's really not that big a jump when you go to a cam lock system or some other type of lockup. You only have to learn the things that are different. The principles are the same.
Right.
And that's why I say it's a building block approach. Once you have those basics, you can add and add and add.
Okay. Well, thanks again for talking to us.
Always good to see you, Fred.
All right. Take it easy.